Hello, you're watching The Other Half. I'm Brittany Jelinski.
And I'm Rob Carrera. I don't know why I hesitated, but today we got a topic that feels pretty great, but we're going to walk you through it because Brittany's a pro on breakups. Isn't that right, Brittany?
I mean, would you say pro?
Yes, absolutely. Yes, I would say pro.
Okay, anyway, so yeah, we're gonna talk about breakups, and let's just get the obvious out of the way. They totally suck. Whether you're the dumper or the dumpy, they are just awful. You feel bad about yourself. You may have feelings of hate and discretion. You may eat a lot of ice cream, or worse, none at all. So try not to lose any sleep.
That's true. Well, you bring up an interesting point, Britt, because breakups can either leave you feeling like, wow, yes, thank you, God, I'm free, or wow, I'm really miserable.
As terrible as it sounds, it's good to know that when you're breaking up with someone, like, this person sucks. Cannot wait to tell them to never talk to me, associate with me, or come near me ever again because they put me through so much and I'm better than this. Like, that's a great feeling.
I don't think I can count the amount of times Brittany has had an epiphany all of a sudden and told some guy that she deserves better. That's a lot. It's a lot of times.
Thanks, Rob.
Well, to be fair, like, I can't really put how down low the guys are that Brittany dates are. So, like, if we're going to use the floor as a reference and the tabletop as a floor reference, I'd say, like, here. But audience, studio, I'd like you to just imagine that down there. But it's, like, here, where you deserve here, at least. And I'm, like, only deserve here, but I have here. You deserve this, but you're dating this. Thoughts?
Wow.
It's just the truth. That's what best friends do.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like a lot of my breakup stories are, like, funny, except for the ones that are sad.
They're pretty funny. We've spent many nights with chocolate.
So breakups don't always leave you feeling like, Rob jumping up on a table.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you feel like, I'm awesome, and sometimes you just feel downright destroyed. And it's a funk that everyone goes through, and I promise everyone's going through it, and everyone will go through it at some point in their life, or everyone has gone through it.
That's so true. And if you are going through that funk right now, let's, there's a lot of advice that's going on in the marriage community that we've gotten feedback, right?
Yeah.
So, it's important to keep that in mind. Other people have their perspectives, of course, and just sometimes they're a good outlet to discuss with and talk to friends, family.
Yeah, so let's check out what some of the marriage community has to say about how the best way to get over a breakup is.
Here we are asking their students what's the best way to get over a breakup. What's your best advice for getting over a breakup?
Boy, I have to think about that one.
I don't think getting over a breakup is very easy. There's shit to break up.
I have to say Ben and Jerry's. Your two favorite guys. That's the only men I need to know.
Surround yourself with friends and just focus on being yourself and being happy.
Keep busy.
Spend more time with your friends, do the things that you usually do on your own, things like that. But ultimately, it's just just take some time to yourself and maybe have some fun with your friends. I don't know, I'm from Miami, so whenever I'm having a rough time, I just go to the beach.
So is it better to be the dumper or the dumpy? The dumpy.
I'd say dumper.
Definitely the number.
Yeah.
I feel like you prepare yourself a lot more for it and like kind of go through this process where you think like, okay, I'm actually going to do this and I can be not prepared. Whereas if you're the dumpy, then it's kind of unexpected and kind of good for taste.
Because you already have reason to be apart from that person, and the other person has to deal with being broken up with your partner.
Well, that's all today. We're sending it back to you guys in the studio.
So that was actually really
Quite a
really
video.
nice. Yeah.
I'll be honest, that girl at the end, when she said Ben and Jerry, I don't know if that was two guys and she was taking care of business or ice cream, but either way, you do you, girl. I don't know. Is it Ben and Jerry's the ice cream? I'm
gonna go with a solid yeah on that one.
This is, God bless, I don't know.
All right.
Pope John Paul II.
Rob, what advice do you have for people that are going through a breakup?
Well, Ben and Jerry's always on the list, but
Yeah.
I have to be honest. Going through a breakup, I agree with what a lot of people said. Time, it really depends. Some people have rules like however many years you were together, divide that in half.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Some people say for every year, that's 1 month it takes or 1 week. It really is up to the person. And I once was hooking up with a girl that said the only way to get over an ex was to get under another one.
Okay, I'm so happy you brought that up. Do you think that rebounding is like a sufficient way to get over an ex?
Not necessarily like sleeping with them, but sometimes just getting out there.
Yeah.
Like when you have the confidence to go out there and like obviously not in a spiteful way.
Lately, like anytime one of my friends goes through a breakup, they immediately go on Tinder. And like they
Really?
have no interest in hooking up with these people, but I think they just need the feeling of having another guy tell them they're attracted to them.
Right, they want that message when they match to be like, damn girl, you so fine. Yet it's a message from like a guy named Brody, and he's 35, and he still wears snapbacks or something like that.
God, that is the
That is
worst
the
description you just gave
ideal.
me.
Damn girl, you looking so fine. You want to go to Sonic this weekend? Drive through. Yeah, you know? I mean, if that works for you, that's totally fine. Classic Brody.
Classic Brody move. But yeah, I think that the big thing with the rebound isn't necessarily that.
Brody.
Anyway, I think with the rebound, it's not necessarily that you think, oh, this, like, me and this person broke up so I can meet that girl on the other end of the bar who's giving me the eye.
Give me the, yeah.
Like, I think
Oh, yeah.
the feeling is you're just like, I need to know that there is someone else out there, that other people are going to be attracted to me and other people are going to want to be with me.
Yeah, because sometimes, especially if you're the one dumped, that's kind of a shock to the system confidence-wise. You might
Yeah.
feel like, well, then am I not going to be attractive to anyone ever anymore? You know? So that's exactly right. Maybe it's just you're going out one night with your friends, you see that girl give you the googly eyes, like this is happening at Union, you know? Everyone's been there.
As it's said in the video, and I said this before, it's a lot easier to be the dumper than the dumpy.
Usually, yeah.
Just because, you know, it's you're caught off guard a little bit less, but it's not always easier.
Right, that sense of care is still there, and I think it can be really difficult to break up with someone if you really do care about them, you know? But they're just not right for you in that moment. So you don't want to hurt them, but ultimately you kind of have to let them down.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those situations where if you handle it dignified and respectfully, and you just thank them, and you're honest with them.
Thank them for the good times.
Yeah, just like, like you just have to be very open and very careful. And one day they might be really mad at first, you know, like even if you're super gentle and super like, look, it's really not you, it's me, but it's really them. Like,
This one over here.
you know, like
Honesty
they'll
is
thank
really
you
key.
one day in the future, because if you're taking the time to break up with them, then
Yeah.
they're going to be hurt and they're going to think about it or whatever.
Don't send a text. Don't send
But
a fax. Also.
one day they're going to be like, you know what? I'm happy they did that
Who sends
because
faxes
we weren't
anymore?
supposed to be together.
Can we talk about that quick, or do we not have? We don't have time. I'm sorry. I'm getting the thumbs down from the studio. But don't send a fax. All right.
Yeah, and don't
Brody.
do not ever just stop talking to someone.
Frickin' Brody.
Yeah, Brody is
the-
faxing me. He's faxing me more than Nick Stearns.
So yeah, but do you have any other advice? Well, I think for me, honesty is very key. Even if you're seems a little mean, as long as you're honest, you can say you did the right thing. And well, what's your approach on it, Britt? What do you say?
Okay, so first of all, I say be very calm and sincere. Don't brush it off and try to make it seem like, you know, it's nothing. That's really awful. As I said before, the worst thing you can possibly do to someone is instead of breaking up with them, you're just like, I'm just not going to call them anymore or take their calls or answer
Nah,
their
bro,
texts.
I'm good.
Yeah, that's a Brody move, and it's
Brody.
the worst thing you can possibly do to someone because, like, honestly, that's happened to me before, and I just remember thinking that person was probably dead. Like, I was like, he probably died
Right.
because we've been seeing each other for like 5 months,
And he's
he's
gone.
just like not answering
He
his
enlisted,
phone.
and he's.
Yeah, I was like, he better be on his deathbed was my thought, or he's
You're a
going
really
to be.
special gal, aren't you?
Anyway, back to what I was saying. You need to just tell them openly and honestly how you feel. The more honest and the more care you put into your words, the more likely you'll be able to handle a friendship in the future.
I completely agree, Britt. Do you think you can go back to being friends after that relationship's over? Like, do you really think that's possible?
Yeah, I actually have a very strong opinion on
we
this.
have strong opinions on this show.
Yes, so girls and guys, like I know when you break up with someone, you're like, damn it, like, because usually if you're breaking up with them, you're like, I want to be friends. You're like, I really like you as a human, and we have fun together.
It just didn't work out.
It just didn't work out. So like, let's please be friends. That's usually the dumper's perspective, unless they hate you so much that they're like, please just
Sometimes
like
it's just, you gotta
forget that I
go.
existed.
Umbilical cord cut.
Yeah,
Skedaddle.
but a lot of times when people are the dumpy and the dumper, and then the dumper and the dumpy have this agreement of let's still be friends. The dumpy is like, I need to hang out with them as much as possible. That is the worst thing you could ever do, because you're still seeing like this really great side of them. What's so funny?
I can't even tell you. That's so true, but I was thinking of something so like, that's like when a leech just can't get away, like you're trying to pull the leech off,
it's like,
and it's still sucking at you over and over again.
If your friend is trying to be
about to
friends
pop.
with their ex, you got to be a good friend and make sure they don't hang out with them, because if exes hang out as friends, they're going to hook up with each other. They're gonna just keep doing what they were doing, except one of them is gonna start doing that with other people.
Right.
And then someone's gonna get hurt. And it's just stupid. You're gonna go through the whole cycle again. You have to give yourself, when you break up, it's very important that you go through the stages of emotions. You go through the
give yourself time.
I hate myself. You go through the I hate everyone else. You go through the I hate that person. You need to go through all that anger, and then you get through all of it and you say, it wasn't that bad. And then you see them again and you say, we can be friends now.
I completely agree. You need to give yourself time to reflect, to realize where you are, because that's so true. I've seen it so many times where people will just start again after they've broken up. This is doing it, right?
Thanks, Rob. We needed an interpretation.
For the studio audience that's under 18, I just wanted to specify. We have a lot of those, apparently. Anyway, stop taking me off the subject. It's important that you take that time to reflect. 100% I agree. And that you realize that you don't want to relapse,
Yeah.
It could just hurt you more because you're like, well, I thought we were going to get back together, but,
Or one person is like, it's looking like we're going to get back together.
Right.
You broke up for a reason. All right, anyway, getting a little heated. Before we get deep into our own relationships, we're going to bring a little fun back to the studio in a game that I like to call PA Shenanigans.
PA Shenanigans! Woo!
Wow. So let's bring out Caitlin Sullivan.
Woo!
Yay!
Caitlin! Welcome to the show. We got games and prizes. We'll let you know. That was good.
That was really good.
That wasn't even on script. Oscar for me, right? Jesus Christ.
How are you doing, Caitlin?
I'm great. How are you?
Good.
Phenomenal now that you're here. Phenomenal. All right, let's do this thing.
All right, yeah, so let's explain the game. We're going to read off our past breakup situations.
Not necessarily ours, but we're just going to read
we're going to read
scenario.
scenarios that Rob and I have both been in, and you just have to guess which one of us it was.
Yes.
Okay.
Are you ready? Okay.
All right, Rob's going to start us off.
So this person once broke up with someone via high five. We cool, bro? Who was it?
Totally you.
Incorrect!
You broke up with someone via high five?
Suck it.
That's either like mad respectable or like really horrible.
It was, oh God. It was the first time, it's the first time I ever broke up with anyone. I was like 16.
That was when it was 16? What are you,
pretty.
Town bicycle? Jesus Christ. That was
No.
rough. I was dating when I was 14.
Yeah, you jerk.
I was so mature for my age, the chest hair was attracting older
Shut up.
women.
Anyway.
Yeah,
I felt really bad.
Cougars were all over me.
And one day I just went up to him. All my friends were like, you have to do it. You have to do it. And I just went up to him and I was like, hey, I think we're better off as friends, whatever, the whole blah, blah, blah.
Are you still
And then
friends
he was
with
just
him
like,
now?
okay, yeah, we're still friends. But I was like, so we're good, right? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, yeah, great, up top. Just high-fived him. And all my friends were like, you're an idiot. Why'd you do that?
But it worked great because you're still friends, right?
Yeah, we're still friends.
Better than like another kiss. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
no, we ended
how
up
did we
becoming really good friends. Like, we would call each other really late and talk about our
And hook up?
relationship problems. No, we were on the phone.
Am I right? She's totally not gonna go.
Anyway,
Classic
we're gonna move on to something
Classic
else.
Brody.
This person once broke up with someone because they couldn't stand their significant other's mustache.
If it's you, I'm gonna be
Guess it
So
will banter. Guess it will banter.
Just for
That's
the
the part of the
fun?
show. That's the best.
just for the fun of it. I'm gonna guess.
Correct!
You. Oh my god!
It was rough. Let me explain the scenario, because obviously it seems like, oh my God, what are you making out with guys? Even if I did, I'm an attractive man. I could do that if I wanted. Screw you. Anyway, freshman year, I was getting out of like a longer relationship, right, with my girlfriend, and like the breakup was very messy because of like he said, she said, like when we were in college, like maybe we'll get back together, maybe we won't. And then like Thanksgiving break came around, and like my friends that went to the school with her, like she's been hooking up with this guy for like months. So like I was really hurt about that. So like there was this one night. Rebound. There was this one night. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? There was one night. Excuse my French. There was one night where I was just like, I just looked at her. I was like, screw it. And it was dark. It was in a frat house. The next day, I was like, in my mind, I was like, what's that on her lip? What's that on her lip? What's that? A bit of a mustache. It was a bit.
Oh
We called her Mustachio. Great girl though.
Really, was she a great girl?
Oh my God, the best. God bless freshman year. You can just do whatever you want and it's okay. Experiment with mustaches. Go. It was a woman. I had proof. Okay.
I don't know if I believe you very much.
You know,
But
Caitlin, you don't believe because this is. No, I'm just kidding. We love you.
Oh my God.
So next one. That was a good one. All right. This person broke up with the other person because they didn't approve of our friendship.
Ours meaning ours.
Ours. This one right here. 4 years strong.
I feel like girls are the more jealous type, so I'm gonna guess
Yeah.
it's you.
It kind of happened to both of us, but yeah.
No,
that's what happened.
only you.
All right. I try to be like.
Yeah.
Didn't try to be
No, what he's talking about is guys would come up to Rob at bars and be like, are you hooking up with Brittany? And he'd be like, no. And they'd be like, so can I hook up with her? And he'd be like, I'm not hooking up with her, so I don't care what you do.
And I'm not gonna lie, I told everyone freshman year that I was hooking up with Brittany as a joke. But like people,
As a joke.
people thought I was being serious. To this day, people still think I'm dating Brittany. I've been dating my current girlfriend for 2.5 years now. People still will not shut the hell up about us. But it was so funny. Like I would be like, "Cool, bro. Like, are you guys still hooking up? You guys dating? Like, what's going on?" I'm like,
Anyway, tell us about the person that you broke up with because they didn't like our friendship.
it was the same one. It was Mustachio.
Oh, I'm thinking of someone else.
Who was it? Whisper. Oh yeah, her too. She was the worst too. So I'm spitting everywhere. Goddamn. She was the next year. Yeah, she was like.
She hates.
Every
We were
girl
friends
hates
first.
you. Except my
Me and her
current
were
girlfriend.
friends
Yeah.
until she started hooking up with Rob, and then I was the devil. I was like the Antichrist.
She every time like I would see Brittany, she'd be like, "Oh, are you guys gonna hang out?" I'm like,
That's what friends
"Sound
do.
like my mother. What is going on?"
Your mother loves me.
Your mother, my mother does love you. Cut that out.
This person got dumped 3 weeks before both junior and senior proms in high school.
Your mouth.
That's horrible.
They got dumped. They didn't do the breaking up. They got dumped.
Yeah, they were.
That's important.
They were the person who got dumped both times.
She feels so bad. Like
I'm happy
Either
laugh about
way-
it now, you know.
she just gave it away. But what if she was gonna say me?
I was gonna assume. I feel like girls are like.
Don't break up with me. That's right. That's goddamn right.
They're so
What?
desperate to just go to prom with a boy that it doesn't matter.
I was so
They'll wait till
close to not
after.
taking my prom date to my current girl. I was this close. We weren't talking for like a month before prom because she was a bitch. But you're right. It was her.
Yeah,
Explain
That's
yourself.
so horrible.
Yeah, both are really horrible. So, junior year, I was dating this guy that I talked about like 1,000 times on this show because he's a psycho. But, yeah, I found out he was cheating on me like literally 3 weeks before prom.
Like a lot.
His ex-girlfriend like called me and let me know. What a great girl. Oh, and then anyway, senior year, because junior year was so terrible. I was like, senior year, not going to prom, don't care, don't want to go. Yeah, he like literally 3 weeks before prom just like stopped taking my calls. And I was like, great, I'm so happy I already bought a dress and paid for all this crap already. But I ended up bringing one of my
couldn't
friends and had
commit.
like a really, really great time.
That's good.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Do you have a story real quick? We have one more, but do you want to interject and tell it maybe
you have any?
if you're comfortable? We don't want to put you
Goodness.
under the lights.
Breakup stories. There's a lot of just never never answering phone calls.
That's happened to
Why
us.
do that? That's
That's happened to
terrible.
us
I don't
numerous
know.
times.
One kid-
Numerous.
I had found out he had cheated on me, but he'd like stop answering my phone calls like
That doesn't make it okay.
before that, and then I was like, oh really? I can't wait to see him again. And then I saw him, and I was like, so do you have like something to tell me? And he's like, no, why?
Men are
I
the
hate
worst,
everyone.
man.
I'm like-
Step up.
I'm pretty sure you do.
For my sex,
So
I'm so
passionate.
sorry. But this person had to break it off because the other person ran weird. I'll repeat, ran weird. This actually happened.
Yeah, I feel like boys run weirder than girls. Most
It was
of the
me.
time.
It was actually me.
You were with a girl who ran weird?
It was just the catalyst. Like, you know, like World War I, there was a lot of buildup and like things were going wrong. And then when Archduke Franz Ferdinand got assassinated, that's when it like blew up. It was the same thing. Her running weird was like what blew up the powder keg that was our relationship.
God.
I started to
History
realize
major
like I hated everything about her. Like she was conceited, really bitchy to my friends. I mean, she was so hot, but besides that.
So the explanation is because she ran weird?
That was the moment where I was
was
like,
the straw that broke
this
the
is
camel's
so,
back.
because I'm athletic. I'm an athlete. I play
Athletic.
soccer. I play numerous intramural sports. How dare you? Listen over here.
Oh my God.
God, I'm a badminton pro. You know that. So anyway, I was like, this
sassy.
girl,
I know.
the way she ran, I was like,
How'd she run?
That's it?
I
Yeah,
can't
can you
even get up
demonstrate?
and show
Can
because.
you like do like a little bit of arm motion? to let
No,
us
it was
know?
mostly the ass. The way the ass moved was like,
And
so
that was
weird.
a problem?
No. The way she ran was like, you ready for this, peeps? Okay, this is like, was like, and then like her ass was so far out, like, it was like, I thought at a moment she was going to be parallel to the floor and fly.
Like
'Cause
she was swimming?
Like she was swimming, that's it. I got to tell her when I get home, by the way, you look like, when you run, you look like you swim, you idiot. So stupid. Run normally.
All right, Rob, thank you so much. Caitlin, thank you for playing. You did a
course,
great
thanks
job.
That was awesome. That was
Oh my
awesome.
God, that was great.
That was one of the best PA
That was the
shenanigans
best
we've
PA
ever
shenanigan.
had.
Oh my God,
Man,
that was
the
so
banter
fun.
we have on this show is so illegal in some countries, but so just fulfilling. I love it.
I'm not gonna have five you on that one. So we've had quite a bit of fun today. But in all honesty, breakups, they suck. But keep your head up because one day you will get over it. And that day is the best day ever.
It is, exactly. Just remember, you gotta go, just roll with the punches and you'll be better, on the other side, And you can do it again. You can get back out there again,
Yes. And actually, if you are past the point of sulking and self-pity and you are ready to jump back on that old dating horse, make sure you tune into our next episode.
Where Brittany will give her number out on the bottom of the screen. Can we have a shot of that again? I asked last time. He's like, no? Damn it.
All right,
Eventually I'll get
maybe I'll give my number
Oh,
out.
Vassar boys! Remember last time? I did get a couple of weird messages from Vassar.
I'm so excited that happened. Anyway,
Brody Vassar.
but we're going to talk about how to handle your crush. So tune in because that is going to be
That's the best
super
episode.
exciting.
I'm so good at that.
And there may even be a casual hookup segment in there. No, you know what it is.
Okay. Whew. I was like, whew. That was a close one.
Oh,
Okay. That sounds good.
yeah.
I'm excited. You will high five. Stop
should-
blow-fiving me!
Okay, so should
God.
people check us out on Facebook, Rob?
People, you should check us out on Facebook. You would re-emphasize. But we're on Facebook. Thanks for watching the other half.
I'm Brittany Jelinski.
And I'm Rob Carrera. Stay classy, Poughkeepsie.
I thought we were done with that.
We're never done with Stay Classy, Poughkeepsie. I gotta get hammered. We all good? I'm Brody's tab.
Oh my gosh.
And I sat on
Did
the
I
bed
not
and I
hear
did
that
nothing.
from the sentence she just said?
I quit. I can't do this. Mary Madeline. Hello.
What? Who's Mary Magdalene?
Did you go to Catholic school?
Mary Magdalene, you idiot.
Same thing.
What now?
A
But
body
anyway,
like Ryan Reynolds.
this is it. And then
This is it. You know that song that you say? This is it.
Yeah.
Did it boo?
Classy.
Listen, can you use a little bit less time?
Like her sleeping with your boyfriend's here, but then she came up to like maybe here.
But-
Gentlemen, I'm trying to take a piss here. That's all. At the
How is
tryouts.
that any way relevant to what she
Because
just said?
screw men. Oh, it's got.